Welcome to the Knockhill Motorsports Club Mod Sports Championship in association with PD Fire Extinguishers, Bridge of Dawn Trailers and Toyo Tyres. And Ron Cumming on the warm-up lap breaks a drive shaft coming out the hairpin and parks the car down the tri-oval. And that was a pole man. Lights on, lights off, and away we go. A bit of a sluggish start for the front two rows there. That was Paul Bryden and Stuart Robb just not getting away properly, but Bryden leads through Duffy's Dip in his Solution F BMW car, chased by Stuart Robb, then Oliver Smith in towards McIntyre's. Mark Dawson has a look at the back of Damien Mackay and Sean Martin in there. Andy Patterson in the BMW defends heavily from Natalie Cowie as they go through McIntyre's, but thankfully everybody makes it through as they climb through that black circle chicane and up the back straight towards Clark Corner in the very early laps here of this race. Mark Dawson in his white Seat Cupra. It's great to have him back. We've missed Mark for a couple of meetings and a very welcome return to the championship he is. Here's a look at Damien Mackay in towards the hairpin and through he goes. Now Damien Mackay a bit slow there. Sean Martin goes underneath him as well. Mackay has a problem. Oh, he stops on the exit of the corner, and how did John Coburn and Andy Patterson miss him there? Incredibly tight. Thankfully he gets away from that, but that could have been a disaster for Mackay. As we see Fiona Kindness having a look at Louise Strachan in towards Clark's Corner, slides up the inside and makes a good manoeuvre, and now into the back of James Strachan. So 3-4 minis all in a line head towards the hairpin, and Fiona lining up James Strachan on the brakes now. Here she comes. Good mirror signal manoeuvre there. Strachan gives a little bit of racing room as they make their way through the hairpin and climb up the main straight. All these minis together, they're all chasing Matty Lawson, who is a first-time mod sports racer, and welcome Matty Lawson, former pro man in Superlap Scotland. But Matty Lawson out in Barbie, the pink mini. Car 29 going through a shot there. That's Andy Roby, and Andy Roby is ill. Stuart Robb has a bit of a problem going up the main straight, whether that's a gear selection issue. He loses a good few places, but Andy Roby, Oliver Smith and John Coburn all visiting the championship from down south. Great to have them on board here and really mixing it with our regular racers as Roby goes round the outside of Sean Martin. Sean Martin then cuts the nose off Adam Morrison, and he's got Coburn who pops out from the slipstream behind him as they go up the main straight. That's Andrew Lamont in the little blue mini who gets passed by Stuart Robb as these cars all thunder under the Beatson's Building Supply Bridge in towards Duffy's Dip. Some great racing throughout the grid in various different cars here. That's the great thing about the Mod Sports Championship. Have a look at the regulations. If you're a racer and you fancy being involved, your car will fit in and you will have a race with somebody out there as Morrison runs wide going through McIntyre's and puts a face full of dust in Stuart Robb's face in a TVR Tuscan. Now Stuart Robb looks a little bit slow here. I think there's something definitely not right with that car. He's losing quite a bit of time on the guys ahead of him, and that car should be a lot faster than it is. It's an A-class car. It's a big engine in that car, and Stuart Robb knows how to tackle Knockhill very well. Roby still defends from Sean Martin, who is the championship leader at this point just now. Sean Martin has his eyes on the prize, the big Mod Sport trophy. What's happened in the background? Oh, defending champion Natalie Cowie ends in the gravel trap with the steering on full lock. Now, has that been a mechanical failure, or no? Natalie just maybe outbraked herself. A little bit of help from the marshals to get back onto Knockhill's track. That car will be full of gravel, which is a bit of a nightmare, and you can see the gravel all dropping out the back as it goes through the racing line. So that should make it quite interesting for the next couple of laps for some of these drivers. Where does Nats go? She's heading into pit lane, so that will be the race done for Natalie Cowie, driver number 1. As we come back towards the hairpin, the safety car was deployed for that. And Alan Barron rounds the Knockhill hairpin in the safety car, and he pulls down the tri-oval, and bang, away we go. Paul Bryden accelerates the big BMW. Oliver Smith pops out from the back of Matty Lawson's pink mini and goes past the blue mini of Fiona Kindness as well, as they all go up over the crest of the hill. A big grid of cars. It's great to see so many mod sports supporting the KMSC Championship here. This is the first year of the championship, and here Stuart Robb comes back at the hairpin now. He goes up the inside of Mark Dawson, so whatever problem Stuart Robb had seems to have possibly cleared itself. So we don't know if it was gear selection issues, but that big TVR Tuscan very much up to pace now. He's also just set the fastest lap of the race. Stuart Robb has done a 53.276 second lap. That's a fast lap around Knockhill. Paul Bryden also in the 53 second bracket with the 53.3. Ron Cumming will be sitting watching this race at the Tri-Oval thinking I would be up at the front with Paul Bryden there, and he would be. That Nemesis kit car that Ron Cumming has extremely fast, but a mechanical failure on the outlap. Never the best, as through the hairpin for the final time comes Paul Bryden, number 79, up towards a very well-deserved checker flag. Paul will have missed Ron Cumming, but he won't miss taking a victory. As he does that, Stuart Robb comes home for a good second place. Oliver Smith is third in his BMW M3. Mark Dawson crosses the line in the Seat Cupra in fourth. Sean Martin, there he goes, extends his championship lead. That's the most important thing for Car 64. Sean Martin comes home in fifth place, extends his championship lead. Andy Roby, Damien Mackay, Adam Morrison, Andy Patterson and Andrew Lamont round out the top 10, all going through our shot there. So the results sees Paul Bryden the winner on the road and by quite a distance out the front. Stuart Robb in second place in the big TVR Tuscan and Oliver Smith home in third place. Mark Dawson come home in fourth, with Sean Martin rounding out the top 5 and extending that championship lead, as we just said, in fifth place. Fastest lap of the race, Stuart Robb, 53.276 in the big TVR Tuscan and an average speed of 85.6 miles per hour. Winner of the Mod Sports race number 2 there, an interrupted race with a safety car is Paul Bryden. Paul, it's one of these strange races when it does get interrupted with the safety car, but you still have to police that and control the race. How was it?
Yeah, it was fine. Ron had a problem, so Ron's quicker than me, and I'm sort of half a lap quicker than Stuart. So there wasn't much competition. But if you start driving slowly or differently, you start making mistakes. The tyres are knackered. They were going off, and then the safety car came out, and I thought that'll be good. It'll let everyone cool down. And then when I let everybody bunch up, to for things going on behind, and then there was no brakes for a wee bit. So they got there in the end.
So we hope you enjoyed our Mod Sports highlights. The next edition of Mod Sports Racing will be at Knockhill on the 18th and 19th of September. Until then, take care.